So, how can you prepare for the new financial year? Well, firstly, you start with a brand audit. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing steps on how you can create a successful brand audit that will ensure that the next 12 months of this new financial year will be your best ever. So, hi everyone, it's Leanne Cohen's here, digital success coach and owner of the agency Marketing Leap. And my passion is to demystify the digital marketing space for business owners and entrepreneurs through educational courses and training and through done for you marketing clarity that offers you practical marketing solutions that work. The whole idea of these videos is to give you the tools and the tips and the tactics to actually help you springboard your business to success. So the info that I share is all tested tactics that I use in my agency every day and have done for the last 9 years. And they do work because they work for my clients and they are very effective. So today I'm going to step you through how to do a complete brand audit for the new financial year. Now, as I've discussed in previous videos, your brand is your company's most valuable asset. It has to be nurtured and it has to be managed. It's what distinguishes you from your competitors in all the right ways. So having a regular brand audit will actually help you make consistent progress towards your business growth, because you've got to remember that your brand is your client's sum total of their emotional attachment and experience with you and your business. It's not really about you at all, but it is up to you to make sure that when you do show up, you are being consistent. It actually helps you determine what's working well and what can be improved. So for the last couple of weeks, I've discussed exactly what a brand audit is and the fact that it is an in-depth process that will help you determine how well your customers perceive your brand and what it is that you do. And one of the things that I hear quite often, and it was actually quite recently from another client who has been in business for a very long time, who has actually made the comment that she's had people come to her and say, we love your energy, we love what you're putting out there, but we don't really understand exactly what it is that you do. And this is where your brand comes in, because your brand is what other people say when you're not in the room. So a brand audit is really a checkup that assesses your brand marketing position, its strengths, its flaws, and how to enhance it. So in my agency, when we do a marketing audit or a brand audit, we do it based on a couple of different things, which is your branding. And I'll just show you, there is actually a spreadsheet that we use where we work through your branding, which is having a consistent, congruent brand presence, which is essential, because if your ideal client doesn't recognize you, and in the case of the client that I mentioned earlier, doesn't actually know what you do, it's not going to have any impact regardless of where they find you online. The next thing is having clarity. There's got to be a synchronicity between all of your online touch points. So all of your social media accounts, your websites, your Google My Business, everywhere that you show up has to be consistent, and there has to be a synchronicity and clarity with what it is that you do. And then, of course, the third thing is your consistency. It's not only the key to establishing an effective marketing presence, but actually cementing your brand penetration and recognition online. So, there's a couple of things that we do to step through a successful brand audit. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll have a look at, the basics, what most people consider a brand audit to be, which is your colors, your fonts, your illustrations and your visuals, your brand voice and your messaging. And then, of course, we have a look at your website, which is your content and your on-page optimization. Now, obviously, being a full digital marketing agency, we go a lot more in depth and have a look at your SEO. And make sure that not only technically is everything on your website correct, but all the keywords that you're being found for are there. And then, of course, the different social media platforms that you are on. And again, everything that we are looking for is these three particular areas, which is your branding, your clarity, your consistency, and from that, making sure that your message is really, really clear. So the first thing is to make sure that you understand what it is that you're messaging, that you're measuring, sorry. So, refer to your marketing strategy, have a look at your company's goals, your visions. Do you have a unique selling proposition and positioning? Who are your target clients? What do you promise them when you are showing up online? And clarify what the perception is of your brand before trying to figure out what everyone else thinks. And the best way to do that is to ask your clients exactly what it is that they think that you do and how they actually perceive your brand. Then the next thing is to evaluate all of your outside marketing materials. Now, so much of what we do now is online, but there's still so much that you actually need to check as far as your logo, your brochures, sales sheets, product packaging, even your emails, making sure that everyone in your company has the right email signature. The design, the color, and the tone of voice is consistent across every single element, and making sure that it actually speaks to your target audience. The third step is to actually examine your company's website. So where does the traffic originate? Now, again, we also go through, like I said, we do a very in-depth SEO audit. So we'll actually go through a whole series of different questions on pretty much every single page to make sure that everything is working the right way. So that's just the best way to make sure that you are attracting the right audience and that people aren't just coming to your website and bouncing off. And then having a look at your conversion rates and just see how that's all tracking. Now, next month, we will be focusing on Google, so I will be actually talking about Google Analytics and Search Console and all these different tools that we have for free that will help you determine this with your brand audit. Now, the next thing is to analyze your social media statistics, and every single social media platform does have insights, and there are ways of you being able to go through and actually track exactly what's going on, and to make sure that your social media marketing is actually being effective. Because it's all well and good putting stuff up on social media because everyone tells you you've got to be there. If no one's engaging with you and no one's connecting with you, there really is no point. But again, you've also got to remember, Australians are renowned stalkers, and we are really, really good at following people and watching and seeing what they're doing and seeing what they're putting out. And it's not until you actually see them in person or you put something up that really, truly resonates and they actually need what you want, that they'll actually tell you that they've been following you for years and I watch everything that you put up. And this is a very, very common story that we hear all the time. So, having that consistency is great, but you've got to make sure that you do have that engagement happening. So, like I said, we go through again and we will track every single element, making sure that the cover image is right, making sure that, your followers and your monthly growth, your objectives, posting frequency. So obviously, if you're doing this for your business, you don't need to go probably anywhere near in depth as what we do through the agency, but actually analyzing your statistics and having a bit of a breakdown of how you're showing up and what the results are is actually going to help you when it comes to your business growth moving forward. And then, of course, the final step is to create an action plan. So using all of this information that you've compiled, you need to sit down and have a look and see what's working, what needs some work, and what things are just completely off the mark and need a complete rebrand. Now, in the case of this particular client who had people coming to her saying, I have no idea what you do, she is in the process of going through a complete rebrand, because you have to be so crystal clear so that when your ideal clients see you online, there is no doubt in their mind that they really need to work with you because you're offering exactly what it is that they need at the time. And again, you don't need to, like with the social media platforms, you don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to work with everyone. And having a clear idea of who your ideal client is just helps you focus more on making sure that you have your consistent message, that you're using the same words and putting that same message out there so that you're not confusing people when they show up. So, after that, once you've compiled all of this, keep track of your progress and review the outcomes of every single component as you go along, because brands do get stale. Doing an assessment every 12 months and generally doing it during the financial year end, because you're busy looking at your figures and you're looking at your financials and you're actually getting a really good idea of how your company is tracking and how your business is tracking. So doing this for your brand as well and doing a brand audit and a bit of a marketing audit is a great way to go. So those are just a few steps on how you perform a brand audit that will actually set your business up for success in this new financial year. It'll actually help you speak directly to your ideal customer and actually show your ideal customer how you make their lives better, how you add value, and you actually give them no choice but to want to work with you. As I've said, through my agency, Marketing Leap, we do marketing and brand audits on a regular basis for clients, and it's to determine and highlight exactly what is working for them. So everyone's on the same page, and it makes it easier for that business then to call in their ideal client. So if this all sounds a little bit too much for you and it's all a bit too confusing, we do offer done for you realistic practical marketing solutions that deliver results and that actually do work and hit the spot with your customers. So please, reach out to me and we can have a chat about how we can help you grow your business. If you're not ready for done for you, I also have 2-hour strategy sessions available that'll give you a really clear action plan, a digital strategy map, and some checklists to help you get back on track, and you can do it yourself. And I also do one-on-one mentoring as well. So I do have a 12-week on-one mentoring course that steps you through every single one of these processes that I talk about in my videos. So I hope that has been of some value to you today, and I'd really love it if you join me next week when I start talking about one of my favorite topics, which is Google, and how to use it to start working for you and helping you grow your business. So in the meantime, guys, have an amazing week, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. If you'd like to learn more about how to grow your business online and how to make the most of the digital marketing space, then make sure you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell so you get notified every single time we upload a brand new training video.